going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Champion Living Podcast. We got, what are we, round 8?
Round 8.
Round 8. We got the one and only Kincade Henry here. Man, thank you for getting here and getting here on time. Yesterday we were freaking, what do they call it? Herding chickens or whatever?
Yeah, that's what happens when you got a musical act on. They like to be fashionably late.
Yeah. He was actually early. It was a sock contractor that was late.
Yeah.
But man, how are you feeling so far? We're 3/4 of the way through this thing. You've had some ups, we've had a little bit of down.
Oh yeah.
How are we balancing everything?
Man, it's good. I think the main thing is just always keeping what's next, ahead of what's already behind you. So, like you said, we got 3 rounds left, and I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
A ton of money to be won.
Ton of money. Yes, sir. The week started off slow for me. Had a calf kick up in the second round with 2 wraps. Calf's not supposed to kick up, but sometimes that happens. It's a part of it. So it was huge for me to get it turned around, and I think since then, since the 3rd round, I feel like every time I've drawn a good one, I've won, and when I haven't, I probably could have placed, but maybe trying to be a little too fast and didn't, last night. But like I said, I'm just excited for these next 3, and we're going to keep going at them.
Dude, I like that you just talked about, maybe I was trying a little bit too hard. We see it all the time, especially the finals. Guys have a rough few rounds. I always relate to bareback riding. Sorry, it's just like what we did, right? And so
yes,
I've seen a couple of guys in there missing horses out because they spur over their neck when they're marking them out, and it's like, dude, you can tell 100% that is you. You're just trying way too hard, buddy. Just go back to the fundamentals. How hard is it? And this isn't your first NFR. You've been in this position before. To trust your fundamentals, and trust that system that's gotten you here. What are the difficulties that come up mentally when you're trying to not let yourself try so hard?
Man, I think it's 36,000 a night. Last night I'm first out. I have a calf that nobody's flanked clean all week. As soon as you hit her, she falls away from you. And one thing I have had down since the 3rd round is the start and the throw. I've had the same throw every time. I have it on them fast, right out of the chute. And last night I'm first out, and I'm pumped up, and I'm trying to tie this sunbuck in 6, and it probably wasn't a calf 2 tie in 6. Whenever I hit her, if I just step into my ropes, slap her head over, and flank her, it takes maybe 7/10 longer, but I still tie the calf in long 7. I probably win either 2nd or 3rd in the round, but I'm trying to win first. I got it on her so quick that I tried to run by and flank her like she weighed 180 pounds, and it didn't work. I'm going to try again tonight, though.
I'm curious, what's your self-talk like? So you mentioned trying to go too fast, and that's something I've seen over and over again in the calf roping this week is guys rushing the flank, thinking like it's going to be 180 pounds, and and they have to go grab 2-3 times before they oh crap, I still have to do the thing here. And calf roping is so dynamic. In the rough stock, it's we have A position, we have B position. It's just rinse and repeat, for 8 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Calf roping is step 1, step 2, step 3.
And then things can happen in the middle of step 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the self-talk like to make sure that you are staying grounded in your fundamentals and making sure that you execute each thing perfectly before you move on to the next?
Yes, sir. I think all that starts at the house. Once we get to the rodeo, for me, the biggest thing, I got 2 things on my phone, and it's don't think, be unstoppable.
Love that. Because
whenever I'm getting ready to rope, whenever I'm running to that calf last night, I can't have if I have something in my head hey, I need to slap this calf over something, that's going to slow everything down. In the run, I don't think.
You react.
It's reaction.
Yes.
Everything's reaction. And it's the same in the rough stock, but especially flanking cattle, every go's different. You never get the exact same go twice. So it's hard to come up with a game plan, because I don't know if I'm holding my slack to the outside, to the inside, if the calf's squared up, if she's posted up, if she's, coming up the rope at me, But, so there's not much to prepare for there. You prepare for all those situations at the house, and then once we get here, it's just instinct, I think.
Man, we preach that in the rough stock. You get to the rodeo, we're done thinking. We just do at that point, right?
It's action.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to kind of the start of you tying calves, roping calves. How old are you when you started? You're like, I want to be a calf roper.
Yes, sir. So, like, growing up, I always roped and stuff. And then I guess whenever I was about 7 or 8, we quit for 4 or 5 years. And I started back whenever I was 12 or 13 years old. And I think probably whenever I was about 14 or 15 is whenever it got serious. And it was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, you know. And I still didn't rope great. Like, I never felt like I was at the top of my level. Like, there was always 4 or 5 guys in my age group that always roped better than me, all the way up till I was 18, you know, and I got my permit and filled it and I got my card. I felt like there were still guys that roped better than me. So, you know, whether I had that confidence or not, I don't know, but that's what kept me working at it so hard, you know, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just always felt like there's more work to do. Still right now, I feel like there's more work to do, and that's kind of it.
When you were, like, when you were coming up in this, so when you started again when you were 14 or 13 or whatever it was there ever a time that, like, adversity came into play and you were like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this? Or were you always just so focused on, I love doing this, I want to keep doing this as long as I can, like, I don't care what gets in front of me, I'm going to keep going?
No, I definitely wanted to quit. Like, so my 7th grade year was the first year of junior high. That was the first year we started back. It was the fall of my 7th grade year, and I just started back like in July. So I had rope for about 2 months, and then I went to the junior high rodeos. And in Texas, they're pretty tough.
Yeah,
like,
I bet they're pretty salty.
Like, now there's people in the 7th grade tying them in 8. Like, it's crazy. But man, I got the buzzard literally probably 8 out of 10 rodeos. I barely even qualified for state. I don't think there was 10 guys in our region. That's probably the only reason I qualified for state that year. I got the buzzard twice at state. Like, I wanted to quit. I wanted to heel, actually. I had a little pony, and I'm terrible at heeling now, but I had a little pony, and he was so easy to heel off of. And I remember I kept telling my dad, I was like, I need to quit calf roping. Like, I just want to heel. Like, the healing's easy, you know, but he's the one that kept me into it. And, yeah, I mean, it grew from there, and obviously it got better, but there was definitely times where I wanted to be done. And I tell kids that all the time. Like, there'll be a parent come up to me, their kid's 10 years old. He ties a couple in 12 and 13, and then he makes a mistake. And the parents are like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
What are, like, all this? I'm like, I wasn't even roping when I was this kid's age.
Yes.
Like, he's 12 years away from being able to buy a permit.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Let
him
the
be a kid.
love the sport.
Yeah.
Grow up as a kid. Play sports. Rope when you can. Like, you know, I mean, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, dude, that's such good advice. Really good advice. What sports did you play growing
I
up?
played baseball.
Cool, man.
I played a little bit of basketball. I'm not very good on physical sports. I get mad pretty quick. But yeah, I played basketball my 7th and 8th grade year, and man, I'd get fouled out of every game and get technicals and get in fights. It wasn't very good. Luckily, our school didn't have football because there's no telling how much of a hothead I'd have been at football.
Oh,
but,
man.
I mean, I was physical enough in basketball. I quit after my 8th grade year.
But doing those things throughout that period of your life, and you don't know this probably, but that age, 12, 14, 15, is when your body is like growing the most. So your growth plates are open, your body's changing the most. Doing athletics through that period of time that it isn't even event related is so advantageous to you as an athlete that you wouldn't even know. Like, most parents don't even know they're helping their child when they're doing that, right? But you got the athleticism through that, and then when it came to it, your body had developed, and when you pick that rope back up, yeah, it kind of sucked in the beginning because it always sucks to get started back at something. But look at where we are now,
Yes.
you know, and that foundation you built at a young age carried over to your entire career that you've built so far, which is really cool to see.
Yes, sir. 100%. I just had a memory pop up on my Snapchat this morning. It was 7 years ago, so I guess it was 2018. It was the first year I came to Vegas, and I didn't have no tickets or nothing, but I walked over there in the parking lot, and I bought a ticket from a scalper, and I was sitting at the very top of it, and the picture of the first time I walked in the Thomas and Mack, it popped up today, and I was like, that's pretty cool that 7 years ago was the first time I walked. I think whenever I was real little we went, but I don't remember it. But that 7 years ago was the first time I walked in the Thomas and Mack, and I just remember watching all those guys behind the chutes and just the feeling of the electricity. Like, you know, it's so cool that now I'm here and I'm competing, and I mean, I don't know.
Cody
It's cool to
Custer
look
just
back.
made a post on Facebook about that exact same thing, and his was a little bit different because he was older and he missed the finals, and so like he had been rodeo, and but it was the same deal. He bought a nosebleed seat, sat up there, and was watching the guys down there, and was like, I'm not watching from here again. Like
Yes.
I'm gonna be down there.
Yep.
And so like, what does just getting that experience and being in the building? Because I tell guys this all the time now. Like, I had a different mindset. I was like, I'll go when I make it. Yeah, like, okay, yeah, right. That didn't happen, So what is the feeling and the energy of being in the building? Like, what does that do for your drive and your desire to reach that point?
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point, like I came up here in 18 and 19 and roped in the junior stuff. Like, at that moment, like, in my mind, there was no question. Whenever I turn 18, I'm going to be in here. Like, that's what I thought. I knew I still had to work, but, like, I always thought that I would make the NFR at 18. So it was just cool to feel the electricity. Like, I was just accepting all the energy and just watching. Like it was so cool. And I read that deal about Cody. That's a little different because, like, in 21, I finished 18th in the world. That would have been like in 21, I flew up here and made myself come and watch. There's no way I could have done that. Like, hats off to Cody for doing that, because that takes some.
I mean, that look
some
in the
guts.
mirror sucks. You know, like you're like,
Yes.
Yep. I made decisions throughout this year that maybe didn't get me to where I was going to go.
For sure.
But for you, I think that moment it became real. Like you're seeing it, you're feeling it, and we hear so many guys like, I'm not going until I make it, and I get that in a sense because that's the ego part of us talking. That's our pride talking, right? But if you're trying to envision being in this place and envision yourself being a world champion and being in that arena for 10 rounds, if you've never felt that energy, just even in the stands or seen it or smelt it or just like all of it, it's going to be really damn hard to get a good picture in your head of what that should be like, right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
And I think for you, that made it real for you, and you're like, I know what this is. I want to be in this environment.
Yes,
like I want to be thrown down with these guys.
The environment is different. Like, I didn't believe it. I went for the first time, it was maybe 4 years ago, and I was like, there's a vibration in this building that doesn't happen anywhere else, and the energy is just different. And so, yeah, I think it's cool that you got to experience it, and then the memory popping up, and now we're here.
How many years between that moment and making your first finals were there?
Oh, so 18 was probably the first year I walked in there, and my first finals was 22. So 4 years.
Dude, that's not long at all, bro.
No, and if I would have made better decisions in 21 and would have, which I mean, you're looking back. I mean, I'm not saying this, but like I made some mental mistakes and stuff that just being green, not talking to the right people. In 21, I didn't know there was a rodeo count till Calgary.
Boy.
And at Calgary,
Dude,
we're all quarantined in Strathmore, so we got to be there 4 days early. And it's my first year roping up there. I'm 19 years old. Like, I'm just having
new
fun.
country, yeah.
I mean, I've never even been to Canada before, and we're sitting on the picnic tables at Strathmore, and everybody's counting their rodeos and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? And I was traveling with Zach Youngblood, and I called Zach. I said, Zach, there's a rodeo count? Because he's been entering us. I don't know anything. He's like, yeah. I'm like, we best get to counting, buddy, because we might be in a bind. I mean, I done entered everything. It was coming off COVID, so that winter,
got busy.
if it added $1,000, I would drive 7 hours to it. I was
Everybody did that, yeah.
Because I didn't know.
That was the hardest year of rodeo there ever was.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. So, like, I felt like in 21, I'm not saying I roped great, but I knew I was the mistakes I made, and to still finish 18th, I was like, I can do this. Like, you know.
What other kind of things surprised you when you first started rodeoing that you didn't know? Because we talk about this, we do these schools for rough stock riders, but entering is our main topic that we talk about. And we just, when you get your permit, probably don't go enter Denver and Fort Worth if we're not ready for that, right? Yep. But all those guys go enter Denver and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And it's just, do you know there's a rodeo count? Do you know like how to strategize that? Because like you said, I went to everything. You were hungry. You wanted to go. Well, shit. We're in middle of June, and it's like, oh, we're at 85 rodeos,
Yeah.
and there's so many left, right?
Yep.
So just knowing those things and getting in with the right guys and asking the questions too is really important at a young age.
Yes.
Are you still going with Zach?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
It's cool to see both you guys here.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I traveled. Well, in 2020, I went with Ike Fontenot, but Zach and then Gabe Swallow, his brother made it in the Bulldog, and this year Gavin.
Yeah.
So Gabe and Zach traveled together, and me and Ike traveled together, but we all entered the same places. So we hopped in and out, us four, and then in 21, I traveled with Zach and Andrew Burks. So
Cool. Who'd you go with this year?
I went with my wife a lot, and then Colton Green for a little bit when it got busy, and
Yeah.
then once we got to the Northwest, we stay up there in Ellensburg at Pratt's house.
It's awesome up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love
Once
it
we get
there.
up there, I just hop in with whoever and
Yeah.
we ease around. But
So, just recently married.
yes, sir.
I love that you and your wife are going together to most of these.
sir.
She has rodeo experience.
Yes, sir. She actually, which I didn't win the rookie. She won the rookie in 2023. So
Dude.
she always gives me crap because she's
As
got
she
one of them
should.
resist all rookie buckles. That's something I don't have and I'll never get.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that she won that. Or I get, yeah, 23 I think is when she
Man,
won it.
that's super cool. How has? I mean, we know working with athletes, us rodeoing, it takes us a support system to do what you guys do and to be on the road 260 days a year or something like that. Like, how has becoming a husband changed that, helped that, like give you more purpose? Like, what has that meant to you? And then having her there with you, like to support you on the road. I mean, that's different than having the guys in the truck, right?
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yes,
but
sir.
the dynamic obviously worked pretty well because look
Yes,
where we
sir.
are.
Yes,
so
sir.
Kind of talk us through that.
Yeah, it's been awesome. You know, I think it keeps me more on a straight line whenever I'm with her. You know, I'm not going to hang out with my buddies or we're not going to the beer tent, stuff like that. Like, we're focused on our goal and we're going to go achieve that. Like, it's been more of a straight path for me, and she's been awesome. The support she's given me throughout the whole year, the driving she had to do. Her horse got hurt over the 4th, and she only has one horse that, I mean, she's got multiple horses, but one horse that she can compete at the pro rodeos on. So she sent her horse home and then came back up to help me drive all year. So, I mean, it's awesome to have that support. And then even whenever we get here, I mean, she takes care of these horses so good. And, yeah, it's awesome, you know, and it gives me something else to work for. Like, and I'm still chasing one of them buckles. So I have plenty to work for, but like I get to look down and look at this ring. I'm like, hey, this is our living now.
Mhm.
And then one of these days we're gonna have kids, and then like, so now it's like, you know, I need to win. I have to win. So that's the motivation that gets me in the practice pen whenever we're at the house. Go out there and work and stuff like that.
How old are you?
23.
Jeez. You are
Are
beyond your years, my man. That was an incredible
Everything you said
answer.
has been so wise, and
Yeah,
and,
that
and
was
if
so
I'm not
good.
mistaken, are you the youngest here?
No,
In the
so Webb's a year younger than me.
Okay.
Me and Joe Braden are the same age. I don't know exactly, but we're the same age. Webb's a year younger than us. Tom Kraus, he's our age too. trying to think who else.
There's a lot of young guys.
Yeah,
in
there
there.
is.
I
So-
mean, Shad's. How old is Shad?
He's 2 years older than me. He's
Okay.
25.
Who's the oldest guy?
I think Hanch.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah. Sorry, I should
I
have
mean, it's
known
like
that.
Hanch, Marty, and Riley Pruitt, you know, and
Yeah,
then
I think they're
Kyle
my age.
Lucas, he's older. This is his. I'm glad to see him get a back number.
I am too.
But he's older too. I had no idea. They say he's like 33 years old.
Yeah, he's got to be
I was
he's
like,
definitely in
dang,
young
dude.
30s. Yeah,
He
you don't
looks
look
like
like
he's
it.
20, he looks
Yeah,
like
you don't
my
look
age.
like it. Yeah. Oh man, it's cool to see this young crop of guys coming up, and you guys kind of all came up competing against each other. I'm assuming, you know, throughout the ranks of high school and if you went to college or just as you're a rookie or whatever. How much do those guys fire you up? Like, keep you, you know what I mean? Like your competition. I mean, they're your brothers most likely. Like you're still there for them, but they're working just as hard as you. You're probably seeing that. How do you use that to fuel your energy out there, or maybe adapt your game a little bit?
No, I mean, that's also why I'm in the practice pen. I'm doing all this stuff to get better, because like you see what Webb's done. Like I've grown up with Webb, and he's about to win 3 gold buckles in a row. Like it just opens my eyes to like, hey, this is possible, and especially this year. This is the first year I feel like I've roped good enough to compete for a gold buckle. Like one calf doesn't kick up, and I'm right there in the mix of it. Like, so to have that confidence rolling into next year, and I'm not done this year. We got 3 rounds left. I'm gonna win as much as I can. I might be out of the gold buckle race, but I'm gonna go get them for everything. I got.
Raise hell for everybody else that is in it. Yeah.
Yes, but like the confidence this year's gave me to compete for a buckle next year, it's huge. Like, and to watch what Webb's doing, and Shad and Joe Braden Harris, I feel like has changed his whole roping this year. He's roping outstanding. You know, our goal is for it to be more than a 2-man race. Like me and Dylan and Joel, like honestly, we get sick and tired of hearing every single year, it's a 2-man race. If your name ain't Shad or Riley, you ain't got a chance. You know, so that's what makes us get up every day and go work for it. You know, and I truly think like all 3 of us, and there's more, Haven and Zach and everybody, like they're stepping their game up, because the last 2 years we've had to sit there and rope every night knowing that Shad, and the race is only between Shad and Riley. You know, like that's what burns the fuel inside of you, you know. So again, we're watching it again, and the only thing I can think of is finish these 3 rounds and get back home to the practice pen, because I want to come back a better roper.
Absolutely, dude. That's awesome. So, when, like, winning a world title, what does that mean for you as an athlete, as a brand? Like, what does that serve for you?
Yeah, you know, as a brand, I don't know. I'm not the best on social media and promoting myself and all that, and my wife says I have to start doing it for the sponsors and for
we do
everything.
Too.
Yeah.
I say that too.
like I'll be honest, like my goal is to win a gold buckle, and I plan on it. I'm going to win a gold buckle, but whenever I'm done rodeoing, I could honestly see myself putting that in the closet and maybe walk by and look at it every now and then, but I'm not going to be the guy that walks around with it or anything like that. Like, you know, calf roping's what I do. It's not who I am. And I want to be known for more than just being a great calf roper. Like, I want to be a great calf roper. I want to be a world champion. I'm going to be a world champion. But to me, it's more important, like, who I am outside the arena. Like, I don't know.
What are those? What are those, like, those characters, those traits that you would want someone to say you had beyond just being a good calf roper?
The prayer I've been saying every night, and I'm far from a perfect Christian, and I'm working on it, especially since getting married. Like, I feel like I'm growing closer and closer to God. But the prayer I've been saying every night before I rope is, Lord, let somebody see your light through me. Like, let me make somebody smile tonight. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm far from perfect. I have a dirty mouth. I'm trying to quit cursing all the time. Like I'm working on it, but like that's the end goal. You know, it's people to see Jesus through us, and this is the platform we get to show that. So that's what I'm shooting at.
That is a fantastic goal, dude. I love that. I think that's what all of our goal is. Yeah, you made me get emotional right there.
No, I mean,
you did.
But to answer your question, I read something the other day that made me feel better. I'm not going to quote this exactly, but it was Michael Jordan, and it wasn't a quote. He was just talking about it. He was saying everybody's building a brand, but before the success comes. Like, everybody wants their brand. They're trying to sell their brand to make money before their success comes. He talked about how whenever he played, there wasn't brands. Because of what he did on the court, that's why he gets paid now, because of his brand. And now everybody's doing it backwards. They're building their brand before they show what they can do on the court. So I do need to get better at social media and my brand and who I am with sponsors and stuff like that. But at the same time, I want to show who I am on the court, prove to myself, prove to everybody that I am a winner. I am who I am inside this Thomas & Mack. And then I feel like the brand stuff will come.
Dude, yeah, no, that's it. Like, you have to have those credentials to you have to have a platform to stand on, right? It's
Yes.
cool. You can make reels or whatever and posts, and people can try and make money off it. But if you're claiming to be good at something and you don't have that to back you up, it's not going to go very far. It's not authentic.
But what you've already said is your identity precedes
Yes.
your success. Like, you know who you are first, and then you succeed. You don't have to succeed in the arena this year to be somebody, because
Yes.
you already are somebody.
Yes, and I feel like sometimes that gets hard because just like right now, we're already talking about next year. Like, you know, it's hard not to get in that loop of, like, I'm always focused on the next, like what I always say, and what I work with a guy named Chad Bolin.
Mhm.
He's the mental coach for the Cowboys and the Yankees. Like, his deal is the best is ahead. Like, the best is always ahead. But at the same time, you know, you have to accept, I mean, you have to live in the moment. Like, if you put everything behind you too fast, I feel like then you get caught in some kind of loop. And I don't know exactly how to word that, but whenever you said that, that kind of triggered something about, like, a loop. Like, I can't get in this constant loop of next year. Like, eventually I'm going to do this. Like, it's going to happen. You know, like, I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to word that, but
I think
if
it's
you
just
understand what I'm
slowing
saying.
down and like actually soaking in the wins that did happen this year, because I do the same thing in business, man. Like in life, we all have these big goals.
It gets hard to celebrate what you've already done.
Yeah, because like you
Like,
said,
you
we're
know,
already talking about next year.
I mean, you have to forgive me. Don't follow the calf roping pretty closely. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if it were to end today, is this the best that you finished in the world standings? Or
Yes, sir, for sure.
so, like,
That's a
you
win.
already have so much to celebrate on this past year. So yes,
Yeah.
like, next year's important. We got to get back in the practice pen. Got to get back to the grindstone and put in the work. But like, you
It's like
can
thinking
also
about the big
sit
picture.
in the celebration
that.
of what
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
already done this year.
And I feel like that's one thing I'm not very good at, like patting myself on the back every now
Oh,
and
dude,
then.
I'm the
Like,
worst
the
at that.
hardest
It's so
thing,
hard.
man.
Yeah.
because I always want more. And I'll be honest, whenever I do win a gold buckle, I'm probably gonna have fun for about 2 weeks, but then it starts.
Yeah,
you know,
back to it.
You're heading to Odessa the first week,
Mhm.
so even whenever you win the world, you still put it behind you. You know, and like exactly what you said. Like, I feel like I have to get better at patting myself on the back whenever I do good, and you know, gaining that confidence from there, because my mind's always next. You know.
Yeah, just like the competitor in you. Like, you
Yes, sir.
expect to win. You expect for these things to come to fruition. And it's easy to just like, okay, there's a step down. We're almost to the goal, right? But you forgot about like the high five at that step, you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the fault of any high achiever. Like, anybody
Yes.
that has accomplished anything in their life or aims to, they're all going to say the same thing, because our goals are so big and they're so far away that once we get we creep a little bit closer to them, we start checking those boxes and hitting milestones. But that goalpost has already moved because we've proved to ourselves that we're capable of more.
Yep,
And so that
exactly.
goalpost is always going to be moving,
Further
and so
and
you
further,
have
yep.
to remember to look back behind you and see where you started and see all of the distance that you've gained so far.
100%. Yep. And I think that goes back to that picture I saw this morning. Hey, 7 years ago,
Exactly.
I'm sitting in the stands as a kid for the first
Wishing
time in the
you were
Thomas
there.
and Mack.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Dude, that's crazy. 7 years is not a lot of time, brother.
I know it.
It takes some guys 7 years just to get to the finals
Yes, sir.
or more, you know? So what you've accomplished so far is freaking cool. So we're big fans, big supporters of like the next generation. That's how the sport keeps growing. That's how we continue to get more calf ropers, get more rough stock riders, all of that. What do you see? Are you like, I imagine that you are around calf roping at different levels. What are
Yes,
you
sir.
seeing from the next generations? Are there lots of young calf ropers that are coming up? Are they talented? Is it kind of slowing down? What's that looking
no,
like?
there's no slowing down for the next generation. I mean, it's honestly mind blowing what these kids are doing. Like, next year, I'm gonna say let's say in the next 2 years, I mean, maybe 4, possibly 5 guys that are all 18 or 19 years old right now. One of them might be 17, that are gonna be at the national finals. The kids coming up from these junior deals and these junior ropings, it's crazy. Like, I think it was my second NFR, so 2023, I went over to the junior NFR and I went and untied the calves for the 12 and under. In the 12 and under, at the 4-man shootout, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 of the guys tied a calf in 7. in the 12 and under. Like, I was tying them in 17 and throwing my hat when I was in the 12 and under. Like, dude, it's crazy. And
oh, that's nuts.
I mean, also the parents are investing the money in them. They're all riding great horses, and I mean, like I said, in the next 2 years, I can think of 4 off the top of my head that's going to be over here at the Thomas and Mack.
Are these kids, I mean, they've been doing it for a while, so they're obviously, we'd say 10,000 hours of doing something. You're pretty much a master of doing that if you're doing the correct repetitions. What are they strong kids? Like, are they fit kids? Or are they, and I don't mean that in a sense like necessarily they're going to the gym all the time, but like they're tying cattle all the time. They're out there probably doing a little bit of manual labor. In the rough stock riding, we get a lot of, especially this generation of younger athlete that a lot of them haven't ever been around rodeo, and they've sat on the couch a lot. And so they are just, their athleticism is low levels, right? And they aren't really physically capable of doing what they want to, right?
Yep.
It needs to take a lot of work and preparation to get that foundation we've talked about the whole time. How do young calf ropers build that foundation for themselves athletically to be able to come up to these levels and be competitive?
Man, I think they're just blasting. Like, from the time now, whenever you're 12 years old, like, you have to go fast. It's nod and go, and it's rap and hooies. Like, these kids are learning how to go so fast. If I had to say one negative thing about it, is that these 3 or 4 kids that I'm thinking of, they might have a little trouble when it gets to a 2 under start and big calves, because all they know how to do is go as fast as they can. And all 3 of the ones I'm thinking of are so freaking fast. It's unbelievable. But so I think the athletic part of it, you know, I think they're good.
Yeah,
they're covered. Just because in the calf roping, for us to practice, like whether we just go flank and tie or make runs, like we flank and tie a lot from the post, that's a workout in itself.
dude, you're doing
like,
agility, you're doing footwork. Yeah, that is exercise.
Yes, like in order to get to that spot as a calf roper, to say, hey, I got a chance of making the Thompson Mack next year, you're probably athletic enough and you've had to run enough that, you know, I think you're ready.
Yeah.
What is like the education like for these young calf ropers? I know like something we struggle with in the rough stock events is there's not enough good stock for kids to learn on, or there's not enough good schools for them to go learn the correct fundamentals at. I feel like that's a little bit different in the timed events. There's a little bit more of guys willing to lend a hand, you know, go over to a buddy's house and rope or whatever. Like, what's the education like? Is it a lot of guys going to schools, or is it just kind of, I don't know, word of mouth, practice pens, things like that?
I think it's just those kids getting around the right guys. Like, if anybody calls me, like 18, 19 years old, and wants to come rope, and I know that they rope good, hey, come on. Like, I'm not going to charge you anything. I got plenty of calves. Let's rope. Let's get better. And I think that's where the calf roping is. You know, Shad and Riley and Haven. Well, I don't know about Haven. He'll probably charge you. But no, I'm kidding. He's from Montana.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But like, all these kids have open access to us, I feel like, and especially once these kids prove themselves to us whenever they're 16 and 17. Like, we love for these kids to come rope with us and to learn to compete and get better. Like, I think the door's more open for them to get in contact with us maybe than
it was
any other event, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and this sport as a whole, man, rodeo is so cool like that. In the sense, you can't go to football, baseball, like, they keep their secrets tight. You know, we'll share everything.
Yes.
And I think that is why you guys keep evolving too, is because you're helping this younger generation it keeps you fired up. And you're like, dude, I got to keep the pedal down or these guys they're going to catch me and beat me.
Yep.
Can't let that happen.
And I think you can see that in the age of the calf ropers there are. Like, it's crazy, and I'm not saying this to piss anybody off or not, but it's crazy in the last 3 or 4 years, the older guys that us young generation, and it's guys that we used to look up to, our heroes, that we're pushing out of the top 15, and they're retired. And I'm not saying that to be cocky or any, like, all these guys are our heroes, but it's crazy if you turn the TV on from the NFR in 2021 or 2019 and look at the guys, and then look at the guys 6 years later. Hey, it happened fast. And, you know, it started with Haven's age group, Haven, Ty, Weston Hughes, that's the age group it started with, and then Shad was maybe a year or two younger than them, and then me and Webb and Dylan, we're all right there coming up too. So, it's cool to look at that, and I think that's why the age of the calf ropers is getting younger and younger, And it's going to keep going. Hey, in a couple years, we're going to be looking behind us, and I'm going to be trying to beat a kid that's
You're
12
be
years
the old guy,
right now.
dude. Yeah, you're going to be the old guy.
That's a part of it.
Richie, my brother, it was the same way in the bareback riding. It was the same guys, and not to the fault of anybody. They're just the same guys that were good. They made the NFR every time. So I think there's like 5 or 6 years of NFR where Richie was in the locker room with the same guys, and then all of a sudden it was a
new generation.
Yeah, well, I think last year year before, it was like 5 1 year of new ones, and then 5 the next year, so that was 10 new guys in there. All of a sudden Richie looks left and right, and he's like, I'm the old guy in the locker room now. Like, I'm the veteran. What is going on? And it happens like that.
Yes, sir.
So it's cool for you to be aware and you're much wiser than your years, man. Like, to be aware of that, to be cognizant of like, hey, man, where do those guys go that taught us? Like, they're gone. Holy crap, that happened fast. It's like, oh, I'm teaching these guys. Oh, this is going to happen fast. Like, I got to stay on top of my game. It's it just keeps you ahead of the game on where you're headed and what you want to do. 23 years old. How long you want to rodeo till it's not fun anymore? Or like, what's your goal there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I definitely want to go out on top. I don't want to be the guy, and nothing against these guys. These guys are the ones that truly love our event, but I don't think I'm going to be the guy that, halfway quits and maybe makes the NFR and then maybe misses a year or two and then circuit rodeo, still go to the Northwest because they love it. Like, I love calf roping, but I don't see myself like halfway doing that really. Like, I see myself whenever I'm done, I'm done. Like, you're probably not going to catch me at a circuit rodeo or a UPRA or anything. Like, and I'm not sure how long it's going to be. It's easy for me to sit here and say I got 8 to 10 years in me, but I'm not going to be the one to decide that right now. Like, I'm going to keep working hard to achieve my goals. Whenever I achieve my goals, maybe I have to look at everything again. And, there's so much more to life than rodeo, I feel like. And just like you, I'm a huge outdoorsman. Like I'm excited. I'm a long ways from it, but I'm excited already almost to whenever I retire. I'm like, man, I'm going to be able to draw these tags. I'm going to be able to go hunt up north in the fall and the winter. Like, that excites me too, and I'm a long ways away from that, but I talked to you about it earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to start putting in some good units.
Yeah.
That's about 15 years away
that's what he
because
said.
I'm going to be ready for
when
it.
I'm done, I want to go. It's like perfect. Me too.
So, like, I'm not going to decide that right now, but, I mean, if I was to guess, surely I got 10 or 12 in me,
Oh, I think so. And you don't have to decide right now. That's the cool part, right?
Yeah, that's the good part.
Do whatever you want. And we've had like a theme this week, and I had no intention of that being the idea, but just like the identity of being a cowboy and the only thing that you have. And we've had, this is 8, so we've had 8 guests on here, and only one group of guests hadn't thought about it beyond that. And so to hear all of these guys and athletes and you talk about rodeo is your avenue to get you to like the best life that you can live, right? It's not your only thing.
Correct.
That's when that's when you're available to win a world title at that point.
Yes,
and I think some of those guys, they only see that they're never like opening themselves up enough to. You have to be okay with not winning it first.
Yes, and I kind of lost that this year. I feel like this is the highest I came in, and I came in hot. Like, I had a great September. I win Sioux Falls, match rope Shad. In October, I beat Shad. I do good at the Hondo. Like, this was the hottest I was all fall, coming in 3rd in the world, and it was the first time I experienced I'm in a gold buckle race. But I put way too much pressure on myself from the beginning, and I've learned this. It's a different stepping stone, but I've learned this from qualifying to the NFR the last 4 years. If you care about this too much, like if this is the only thing that consumes you and all you can think about is qualifying to the NFR, you're probably not going to. Like, you have to be able to relax, enjoy it, have fun, and rope. Well, I should have learned from my past mistakes and learned how I qualify for the NFR now, and I should have brought that into this week. But instead, I had all that pressure on myself, and I learned it quick.
Yeah.
After the second night is whenever I was like, what am I doing? I mean, I'm over here sweating. My calf just kicked up. Like, this isn't even fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at the national finals, and I'm not having fun.
Mhm.
Something's wrong.
Mhm.
And everything kind of clicked, and I was like, I just felt like I had so much weight on my shoulders, you know, and I prayed about it, and, like, God took that weight off coming into the third round, and it was like I just gave everything to Him, and now I'm going to go out there for 3 more nights. I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to go at them, and I don't have any pressure on me. But that's how you have to rope to win a gold buckle. Like, Caleb Smith, he was the best at it. Like, you would think this guy hates calf roping. Like, just does not care a thing in the world. He's probably
That's
the only
how it
guy.
always is.
He's probably the only guy that can be so negative about himself and win. I've never seen anybody like that. But, like, he just acted like he could care less. Like, it would be the 10th round, and he's just over there kicking the dirt, just whatever, and he'll tighten up old pockets, get on. And he goes and wins his 4th gold buckle.
All right, I
Like,
guess we got to do this again.
that was
Yeah.
Smith. Like, but I'm not saying you have to be like that, but you got to have a little bit of, hey, the don't care. You know, as much as we love it, as much as we want to achieve our goals, you can't put all that pressure on yourself in order to achieve a goal, I feel like.
Yeah.
I like the word that you used, available, because I feel like that implies 2 things. Is one, that you have to put in the work to put yourself in the position to be there, which is what you do by qualifying for the NFR, especially in the top of the group. And then you have to not be attached to having it. Like, you don't have to have the gold buckle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that too.
and I
You
think-
have to be available to win the world.
You
I
have
think
to.
I
Yeah.
already based off of this conversation, Kincade, I feel like that's going to define that's going to define your 2026 year. Like,
Yep.
because you already understand all of these things. I mean, you've been schooling us over here.
Yeah,
on a
you really
lot of
have.
it. And you've come to these realizations on your own. And I feel like that's the position that you're going to be in, is available.
Yeah, I think that connects back to the message that Trey Johnson, he gives us a little speech
Yep.
every night. And last night he talked about the willingness. Like, if we're willing to accept God's blessing, God's willing to give us way more blessings than what we realize. Like, God is willing, but a lot of times we push that away because we want to do it on our own, especially being Cowboys and being mean and tough. Like, and I've been like this my whole life. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it, you know.
Yep.
But we have to be willing to accept God's blessing. So we just have to be open to that. Like, we can't do this on our own. It's like, and that last night, like, really connected with me of, hey, I have to be willing to accept God's blessings. I can't force these wins. I can't force these runs. Like, I just have to be me.
Like, human nature is to do that, though, is to force it, is to, I'm going to do this, I'm going to car ramrod this all the way through these walls, and I'll get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it never works.
No, it never works.
And having that faith and the trust in that is priceless for anybody, right? But it's the most simple thing, and it's yet it's the hardest thing in the world.
Yep.
To just trust that, to have the faith that it's going to be like that. And it
Oh,
really
yeah.
is. You have to be able to have that childlike faith to do that.
Yep.
And that's for anything, right? Like,
That's
so
for
it's cool.
anything.
It's cool to see. It only took you 2 rounds to figure that out, which is nice.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and all that came from last year too, because last year I tried way too hard, had a terrible NFR. So as much as I'm focusing on the moment, in the back of your head, you're still trying to get it turned around from the last time you stepped in this building. The last time I left this building, I was about in tears. I was so mad. Like so I'm still trying to get it turned around. So even after the second night when that calf kicked up, I felt like it was the 12th round, and I'm just like,
Here we go again.
me something.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's where, like, whenever the third round came around, it was like all that pressure I let go of, and I just went and had fun, and then the results are happening now. You know, it's like hunting.
It's exactly like hunting. It's
hunting.
exactly
You-
like
I
it. Yes.
connect everything to hunt. Like, I got a big deer on camera. He was there the evening before when I wasn't hunting.
Yeah.
I go the next morning, I sit till 9 o'clock, don't see him, I get pissed off. Well, I'm going to sneak in there and do some rattling. Well, then I scare everything out because I'm trying too hard.
Yep.
Like, it's the exact same.
It's
Like,
the exact same. Trying to force it.
Yep,
Never
trying
works.
to force it.
Slow down, have some faith in everything that you've done, and like it will work out for you.
That's it.
That's cool, man. That's sometimes we learn those lessons, and we had, at the time you're like, why did I have to learn that way? Like, why did it have to happen right now? But next year you're going to be here, and that same feeling is going to creep in before
Yes.
round one, and you're going to be in that world title race, and you're going to be like, and then you're going to have to stop yourself and say, wait, nope, that thought is not conducive. That's the enemy, whatever you want to call it. Reframe it.
Reframe.
Yeah,
Yep.
go have fun. You've already put the work in. You've already proven to everybody that you're good enough to be here. Just go like loose is cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. And like, for me, the gold buckle isn't going to get one up here at the Thomas and Mack. It's going to get one over there in my practice pen in Gatesville, Texas. Like, that's where I'm going to win my gold buckle, and that's truly how I feel. And I'm not talking all this to be a big shot and to be all this. Like, I'm trying to speak it into existence, number one.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's like, for me to accept that I'm going to be a world champion, like, I know the work that I have to put in. Like, I feel like right now I could probably half butt it, and I could probably make 10 more NFRs. And like, I might be too confident in that, but like, I feel like I've learned enough, and I know. Horsepower is huge for us. You have to have a horse. That's number one. But past having a horse, like, I feel like I rope good enough to make however many NFRs I want to make.
But your goal isn't just to make the NFR.
In order to achieve that next step,
Yeah.
I have to do something different. Growing up, my dad always told me, you can't do the same thing and expect a different result. That was the number one thing he told me whenever we was working on something and I'd mess something up. Can't do the same thing and expect a different result. So if I want a different result in 365 days than for what's happening right now, I have to do something different. And I worked hard this last year. The last 4 years, I've worked tremendously hard. But in order to get that next step, I have to figure out what else I have to do. And it's exciting to me to know that, and know that I get to head home and I get to figure this out. Like, I'm a long ways from figuring out calf roping, but I'm gonna try like heck,
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
That's exciting to me.
What's like? Talk me through an average day at the house at the ranch. Like, when you're practicing, when you're doing all these things, from when you get up to when you go to bed. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, it's changed a lot just because I just got married and we moved to Gatesville. So we've been building this place and, trying to get a place going. I've built 2 places in the last 2 years. So if you can imagine, I'm over it. Like,
Yeah, done with it.
I don't care if I hate this place we're living in. I'm living here for probably about 10 or 12 years. Like, I'm so tired of building the place. So it's been different. But, for me, it's just, whenever I was preparing for the NFR, it's just get up. I got to do something around the feed, everything. And then if I got to do something, run errands, I try and do that in the mornings. And then about lunch, I start getting everything saddled. Usually I rope off 3 or 4 horses, and then I pin the calves back and I flank and tie. Like, for me, I feel like I get better flanking and tying. Like, I probably flank and tie a lot more than I rope, but I feel like that's where I can slow everything down and actually work on something. Like, if I need some runs on a good horse, I'll go run them or whatever. But the horse market's so jacked up right now, and the good horses are so expensive and so hard to find. Like, I'm not going to go run a bunch of calves on my good
And
horses.
ruin them, yeah.
And then I have some practice horses, but the practice horses, unless the calves I have at the time are outstanding, you're not getting the same go as you are on your good horse. So sometimes you get in a mental deal.
Yeah,
of,
you're
I
messing
need to
up.
run them. I need to
Yeah.
run them. Well, then I get on a practice horse and I run 10 calves, and I'm like, I have gained 0 confidence in this.
Yeah,
I have
that
not got
sucked.
better.
Yeah.
My horse has got jerked out of the ground 5 times. I'm
Yeah.
not getting good goes. So that's why, to me, I always go back to just tying from the post, figuring out one thing to work on, and work on that one thing.
That's freaking incredible information, dude. It relates directly to rough stock riding too, because you're not doing the live thing that often. You're doing the parts of it, and you're mastering the parts, and then the whole system just comes together because you're a master at each of those things. Wow, like that's so
And
good.
you have an intention for each
Yeah.
practice session. Like you said, like you're gonna have
You're
one
working
thing
on
to work
something,
on.
yeah.
Yes.
Like that's so big.
You have to, and I still get caught up. Like, I got caught up multiple days before this NFR of where just what I just said, I need the runs. And my wife knows now because I'll go out there and run 3 or 4. She's like, get off.
Yeah.
Just flanking tide, be done. Because you can't get caught up in just running them. Like, you have to pick that one thing to work on and work on it. And I don't even know who I heard this from, but I love this. It was an Olympic shooter. He's got the book, what's that book? The Olympic sniper guy.
I don't know.
Something champion.
Champion mindset.
Champion mindset,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know. But in that book, it talked about whenever you're having a bad practice, or whenever he was having a bad practice, he would just quit. Because he
Yes.
said it's not getting better.
Mhm.
He said that day when you go out there and run 2 or 3 and it's great, or he was talking about shooting.
Yeah.
He would shoot as long as he could. And that's the truest thing I've ever heard. A lot of times it's the opposite. Like, before I heard that, whenever I was having a bad practice, I would
Force
keep
it.
running them and
Yeah.
running them and running them. And whenever I was having a good practice, I'd make 3 or 4 runs in a row,
Right, we're done.
and I'd be done. Since then, I've swapped that, and it's just so much confidence on the days it's good. Like, we all have those days where you cannot mess up. And whenever you can go and run 12 calves and blast every single one of them,
Mhm.
like, what that does for your confidence is unbelievable. And before, I would have quit after 3. And also, it sucks, but the days I go out there and I run 4 calves and it's or 3 or 4 and everything's going terrible, I take everything to the barn, I unsaddle it, and I'm going to try again tomorrow.
Yeah. The importance of quality of the reps that you're doing is that's like number one on my priority list when it comes to any of these things that we're trying to learn, especially events and rodeo, because just hearing you describe this, like, there are so many moving pieces to this. You're never going to learn those things properly doing them all together. You've got to break it down. You've got to slow it down. And the quality of rep really matters, because to learn something, doing perfect reps, what was it, Logan? 500 reps? 300 to 500 reps. To undo bad habits and then relearn that?
3,000 to 5,000.
Times 10.
Wow.
So just like when I start talking to people, especially young athletes, and everyone's so excited to get started, right? They want to go, even if they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like, that's great, but we're killing ourselves because you're just creating these terrible habits
Yep.
that we're going to have to undo eventually, and then it's going to be even harder on you to get there if we could just slow down, learn the correct way, and really realize, like, the speed comes when we're at this, like, expert level
Yep.
of what we're doing.
Yep.
So it's cool to hear you chat, like, break that all down, man.
Yeah, like, you have to, for the younger athletes, like, everybody, like, and I'm the exact same way right now with my goals, but everybody wants to see the end result way too fast. Like, you have to enjoy the run. Like, what Jason Garrett, maybe he gave a speech one time, and he's just talking about everybody wants the results. Everybody's mind's on the results. Nobody wants to enjoy the run. Like, you have to be able to enjoy the run. He went to run at an NFL combine, and he got a Olympic sprinter to come help him. And I'll show it to you after this. But he takes off and he's running, and he gets done with the 40-yard dash, and he comes back, and the only thing the Olympic sprinter tells him is, you have finish line anxiety. All you care about is the finish line. And he connected that back to life. We all have finish line anxiety. We all want to look at the results, the end standings. You have to run. Just enjoy the run where you're at. The results are going to come.
I've said it a few times, but majority of athletes that have these goals like you do have zero idea of what it really takes to accomplish them when it comes to the sacrifice, the preparation. And the process, the system is really what you're falling in love with. You think it's the end thing, like the buckle. You're going to get that buckle and be like, cool, I really love what it took to get here, right? It's not going to be near as fulfilling as we all think it is, and I've learned that through life. And I've learned it through goals not being accomplished, and almost like through injury, right? I had a goal. I had wanted to be a world champion as well. I broke my back, spine fusion. It's like that goal is no longer there. But what did I learn from all that, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
like, I didn't give a shit about the buckle. In all reality, I cared about the people that I met, the family that I had, like through rodeo, all my buddies, and like that's why we are where we are now, is because we love rodeo.
That's it.
And I didn't realize that until I got older. Right? I loved being a bareback rider and I wanted to be a world champion, and like I love riding bucking horses and coaching it, but that's way more fulfilling than me ever making the NFR.
Yes, sir.
Is helping those next guys do it.
Yep.
So it's just, man, you're 23 years old. You are so wise beyond your years, and it's just really refreshing to see. Such a cool time to event guy, right?
Hey, I have been hanging out with the roughies. I've been going to help the bull riders.
It's good
pull
for
some
you.
Ropes.
It's good
and
for
last
you.
night went and hung out in the bronc riding room in there with Bruno and
Hey,
all
they
them.
get wild. You better watch
Yeah,
out.
I know.
Yeah, round
Yeah,
10
I know.
gets a little bit insane in there.
Oh, I'm not going around 10. Yeah, I ain't going to wrestle some
Yeah, they
freaking
wrestle.
Northerners.
Yeah, they get after it. It's fun, man. Just one last thing. So, calf weight. You got the heavy ones tonight. How much does that average calf weigh?
Oh man, I would say 260. There's one in there that actually scaled at 287 last Monday. I think the scales were off. I would have guessed her at 260, 270, but that was also 10 days ago, or last Monday was, probably 10 days
Have
ago.
they lost weight being here, you think? Or is it?
Trent Walls has done an amazing job. The ones that needed to lose weight, he's took off, and
Yeah.
the ones that needed to gain, he's
Feed
put
him.
on. Like,
Cool.
he has done an unbelievable job, I feel like. So I would say the average one's 255 to 265 tonight in the big pen. But, I mean, on Facebook, like growing up, all of us young calf ropers, all we hear about is calves are too small, we're a bunch of whatever.
Yeah.
It's almost like they think we've decided
Yeah.
to rope small calves. Like, I'm not a stock contractor.
Yeah, I don't bring these here. I just
show
rope
up
them.
and rope. So it's cool this year, and he said it on TV about every night. Hey, these calves are big. These calves are big. And other than last night, we've tied them just as fast as any other NFR. You've had to be a long 6 or short 7 to win around. I was 7-1 the other night and 1/3 on the medium set. Like this is calf roping.
Yes.
This is calf roping.
Yeah, the epitome of it.
You're not going to skip steps. You're not going to make a mistake. You have to go do everything correct and make your run. And like I said, last night was probably a terrible watching, but other than that, the competition has been unbelievable in the calf roping at the NFR.
Dude, one last thing that you had brought up way in the beginning of this episode was the trying too hard thing you were talking about. You know, sometimes you have a calf and you want to be 6'9" on it, and like legit, that's not possible on this calf, right? You're not gonna be 6'9" because it's not doable. See, in the rough stock guys, they want to be 90. Well, that's cool. That horse was capable of about 72 points,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they feel bad. They look dumb when they get off because they're trying so damn hard. You were just spoke on like you can't mess up here. You've got to trust the system, do the process. It will be different for each calf, but it's all the same. Like the importance of just staying hooked to your training and what you know throughout this has come up the entire episode. I just like, that is cool, man, because that keeps it simple. That gives you the ability to keep it simple. All those other thoughts, the hardest part is just saying, nope, that's not real. Nope, turn it like brain, you're just messing with me.
Yep.
It's like, it's cool, buddy. I'm very excited to watch you these last 3 rounds, and I know you're going to keep the pedal mash down on them, keep the pressure on them. And 26 is going to be a great year for you, buddy.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
You bet, man.
I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah. Thanks for
This
coming.
is awesome. I learned stuff.
I actually learned a
I
lot.
did too.
Yeah, I learned a lot. We got to thank our sponsors real quick. Hui, you can get your Hui at getyourhui.com. Use our discount code Champion Living is all one word. Going to save you 10% on all your Hui gear. And then Rodeo Now app. If you do not have the Rodeo Now app, download it. It's free to download. It is in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. You can track rough stock, cattle, timed event cattle, all the things rodeo related. So until tomorrow for our last episode, we will catch you later.